let's just get into it. Hey, my lovely YouTubers, it's me, Morgan Tracy J, coming today with the Women's Wednesday chat. Every Women's Wednesday right here on my YouTube channel, I just answer you guys' questions, so always feel free to submit them at my website. Well guys, recently I got a question about fasting because I did a blog post earlier this week talking about fight for it. I was talking about fight for your peace, fight for your purpose, fight for your family, fight for that vision, fight for that fire and zeal for God. I was talking about fight for it, and I talked about how fasting is one of the ultimate ways you can fight for it. You can fight for your life. And a lot of people were like, but I don't know how to do fasting. What about fasting? This is weird for me. I have a job. I go to school full time. How do I fast through a busy lifestyle? And to be honest, guys, I've been fasting for years, and I don't know how I've made it work, but I always do. But it's honestly because I always prepare. I always pray beforehand. And most of all, I lean on the strength of God to get me through the fast. No matter what type of fast you do, if you're doing it with no food, if you're doing like the Daniel fast, if you're doing a partial fast, no matter what fast you decide to do, you need God's strength, because your hunger, your flesh, your desires are gonna get in the way. Just naturally they do. Our will gets in the way all the time. And so that's what fasting does. It doesn't move God, but it actually moves you out of God's way. And so you can submit your life back to Him so He can pour back into you what He needs to pour into you. But most of all, fasting is where He uproots a lot of things that maybe we have filled ourselves up with along the way. And that's a main reason why I love fasting, guys, honestly, because every fast is so different. It's never the same. From the time I did a water fast, from the time I did the Daniel fast, to a partial fast, to a 3-day fast, a 5-day fast, a 21-day fast. No matter what number of days I did, everyone is different. And most of all, it doesn't mean the more number of days you do, the more significant the fast is. No. What God looks at is our heart. If you are being faithful and diligent with 3 days of fasting versus me maybe who do 21 days and I'm not faithful or diligent and I'm doing my own will, then guess what? Your fast is going to be beautiful and more accepted in God's sight because of your heart. God looks at our heart in a fast. And so most and foremost, come to God with your heart. Come giving Him your schedule, giving Him your desires, giving Him your will over and over again. And I want to tell you, when you decide to do that in your fast, things begin to change. If you are looking for a shift in your life this season, guess what? Fasting is for you. I truly feel that God is putting on us in this season to fast. Even if it's a 3-day fast, daughters of God, get into the spirit of fasting. Get moving in a fast. It tells us in the word that some things are removed by not just prayer, but prayer and fasting. Fasting releases you. Fasting breaks chains. Fasting transforms mind. A lot of people have been asking for a renewed mind, a renewed heart. God, show me how to love. God, show me what to do next. It comes through fasting. Fasting moves you out of the way. It releases the fog in your mind. It breaks through the curses. It breaks through generational curses. It breaks through chains and bondages, and it releases you into your next dimension without you saying, God, I still don't know what to do. No, fasting gets away from those words that you've been using that similar season, and it shifts you into your next because you are finally out of the way and you are officially open to receive the revelation and the word that God wants to give you. Honestly, I believe that fasting should be on every one of our hearts right now. This is a season where we're getting ready to eventually go into the new year, but we don't want to wait until the new year to change. We don't want to wait for January 1st to just say, this is my resolution. We want to start today. And a major way you start is by fasting. When you decide to fast for what God has placed inside of you, when you decide to fast for your family, when you decide to fast for your health, when you decide to fast, because fasting is putting your full will into submission and saying, God, have your way back in my life. God, I don't have a zeal for you anymore and I want it back. God, I don't have faith in you anymore and I want it back. God, I don't have faith in that vision anymore and I want it back. That is what you do with the fast. Fast is showing God that where I'm at today isn't enough. I believe there is more you have for me. God, today isn't sweet enough. I believe a sweeter day is coming. God, the vision right now isn't to fruition enough. I believe that the full vision is coming. A fast puts you into position to receive what God has for you. It does not move God. It moves you out of the way. Fasting is so powerful. And we don't do it enough. I don't do it enough. And so I want to petition to you today. I want to promotion you. I want to position you today to get a heart for fasting, because fasting is what you need. You need Jesus, more and more of Him. And in your fast, That is what you're doing. You're seeking the face of the Lord. You're putting everything aside, every distraction, everything that keeps you away from spending time with God. You put those aside, and you decide every day for 7 days, 3 days, 5 days, 21 days, however many days you choose to spend time with the Lord. You were called, you were chosen, and God wants to get closer to you because he loves you. He loves you so much no matter what you've done. And a way you get closer to the Lord is through fasting. I have so many personal testimonies with fasting. So many revelations through fasting. So many releasing and deliverance through fasting that it would be crazy of me not to tell you to fast. It would be crazy of me to say, just sit and pray. No, he tells us in the word, some things only come out with prayer and fasting. There are things that God wants to bring out of us with fasting. So guys, I pray somehow, some way this word blesses you and inspires you to get into your secret place with the Lord and fast. Later on this week, I'm going to have a free resource on my website all about fasting for you guys. So be sure you sign up there, and so you will be the first to know about it. But I'm going to put this free resource up for you guys and inspire you and get you uplifted and prepared to get on to your fast. It's time to fast, guys. It's time to sacrifice our schedule, our hunger, everything, our desires, and seek the face of God to get that intimate relationship with God that we all desperately desire. So I pray this inspires you. Share this with one of your friends. Do a corporate fast. Do an individual fast. However way you need to do it. Do a fast and make your heart connect to God's and petition everything you've ever desired, every fear, every hurt, every heartbreak, everything you're holding on to, every unforgiveness. Petition all that to God. Release everything to God and get into your fast. God has more for you, waiting on the other side of your obedience. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.